There is one financial tool that has created more millionaires than almost anything else. And here is the strange part. Most people spend their entire lives trying to avoid it. They think it's dangerous. They think it's risky. They think it keeps people poor. Some of the richest people in the world actively look for more of it. Two people can earn the exact same income and have the exact same opportunities. Yet one struggles financially for decades while the other quietly builds wealth. The difference isn't intelligence, it isn't luck, and surprisingly, it isn't income. It's how they use debt. And once you understand the 6 ways wealthy people use debt differently, you'll never look at borrowing money the same way again. For most people, debt is something that takes money out of their pocket. Car loans, credit cards, personal loans, buy now, pay later. Month after month, money leaves their bank account. And that's why many people believe all debt is bad. But wealthy people see debt differently. To them, debt isn't automatically a problem. It's a tool. Think about a hammer. A hammer can build a house or break a window. The hammer isn't good or bad. It's how it's used. Debt works the same way. Poor debt consumes money. Good debt produces money. And once you understand that distinction, the financial world starts looking completely different. Let's start with the first way rich people use debt. 2. They use debt to buy cash-flowing assets. Imagine two people borrow $100,000. The first person buys a luxury car. The second person buys a cash-flowing asset. 5 years later, the outcomes are completely different. Car loses value while the asset continues producing income. Repairs, insurance, maintenance, the car keeps costing money. Every month, money leaves the owner's pocket. Meanwhile, the asset generates cash flow month after month. Same debt, completely different outcome. Sometimes the biggest opportunities don't wait for the perfect moment. They exist right now. The average person waits until they have enough cash. But wealthy people often ask a different question: how much money could I lose by waiting? Because time is often more valuable than money. Imagine a business opportunity that can generate $100,000 every year. Waiting 5 years might cost more than the interest on a loan. That's why many wealthy investors use debt to buy time. That brings us to strategy number 4. They use debt to avoid selling valuable assets. Imagine you own a business or investment portfolio worth millions. Suddenly, you need cash. Most people think the solution is simple: sell the asset. But wealthy people often do something completely different. They borrow against the asset instead. When you sell an asset, you lose ownership and future growth. But borrowing allows you to access cash while keeping the asset. You keep the upside while still getting liquidity. The wealthy ask, how do I get cash without giving up my best assets? And now we arrive at strategy number 5. Use debt during inflation. This is one of the least understood wealth-building strategies in finance. Imagine borrowing $100,000 today. 10 years later, inflation has reduced the purchasing power of that money. The debt stays the same, but the value of money changes. Meanwhile, productive assets often rise in value over time. This is one reason many wealthy investors prefer fixed-rate debt. Inflation can quietly work in favor of borrowers who own productive assets. And that's why understanding inflation can completely change the way you view debt. Strategy number 6 is how many fortunes are built. They use debt to build businesses faster. Almost every major company you've ever heard of used debt at some point. Growth requires capital, and capital often comes from borrowing. Instead of waiting 10 years to expand, businesses can grow much sooner. That's why debt can be a powerful accelerator. Used wisely, it can help hire employees, buy equipment, and reach new customers. The key is simple: the investment must create more value than the debt cost, because debt itself doesn't create wealth.